digital watch with an alarm clock, a stopwatch, a countdown timer, a full calendar, a second time zone, and a very familiar design. This SKMEI is a sub $20 homage to the much more expensive full metal Casio G-Shock. It's not the only one, but it's the only one everyone is talking about. Let's find out why. Hi everyone, welcome to my affordable watch collection. Today we are going to take a look at the very popular SKMEI 1456, also known as the SKMEI-Shock, and we'll try to figure out what all the fuss is about. But before we do that, if you are new here to the channel, my name is Aviv, and my channel is all about budget-friendly timepieces. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell as well, so you won't miss any of my new videos. By the way, the channel just hit 2,000 subscribers. I am very excited about that, and I want to thank all of you who subscribed and have been supporting the channel. SKMEI is a Chinese brand that makes many different homage watches, mainly for Casios, but not exclusively. I actually already reviewed a SKMEI on the channel before, a Casio Royale homage. It was one of the first watches I ever reviewed, and it was actually quite nice. However, it definitely isn't as popular as this one we have right here, and I think it's probably because it homages a sub $50 watch, while this one homages a much more expensive G-Shock. I bought this watch on AliExpress during the 10 years anniversary sale, along with this Loriot Junghans Max Bill homage, which I'm also going to review on the channel soon. It usually sells for $18, $19 US, but on sale I bought it for $13. Anyway, it comes in 5 different colors you can choose from. All seem very nice to me. Okay, let's take a closer look at the watch. The dial itself is this mirror surface that surrounds the LCD screen, and the design is printed directly on it. A black and gray brick wall with countdown timer written on top and dual time WR3 bar on the bottom. There's a thin black line around the brick wall, and the pushers functions are printed next to each corresponding pusher. On the main screen we have the day of the week, the month, and the day of the month enclosed in this thin frame. And of course we have the time, which you can have both in 24 or 12 hours formats. To set the time, you press the bottom right pusher for a few seconds, and then you enter time set mode. Let's go over the different features of the digital watch. When we press the mode button, we get to the alarm clock. Press it again, we get to the stopwatch. Stop and stop are right here, reset right here. Press the mode button again, we get to the dual time mode. We can set a second time zone by pressing the bottom right pusher for a couple of seconds. Press the mode button again, we get to the countdown timer. If we press and hold the reset button again, we can set for how long we want the timer to count down from. Press the start pusher and it starts to count back. Press the mode button again, we are back at our home screen. That's it. Those are pretty much the basic functions you expect a digital watch to have. The LED backlight shines in a very bright orange color, making it very easy to tell the time in the dark. The crystal is a very reflective, flat mineral glass. The case is a rectangular chrome-plated alloy case with a polished finish on most of it, except for the bezel, which is brushed and has SKMEI engraved and painted black on top, and water resist on the bottom. The 4 pushers are guarded by the shape of the case. The lugs are hooded and have these circles on them. And when we look at the profile of the watch, we see that they slope down, and we'll talk a bit more about that when we'll get to the bracelet. On the case back we have the model number and the SKMEI logo in the center. Along with this little swimming dude here, we can see that the watch is water resistant to 3 atmosphere or 30 meters. And we have the battery information right here, which is always convenient to have. The bracelet is made of stainless steel and it feels very light. It is brushed throughout and the finish is done pretty well for this price point. The bracelet is quite wide and it comes very long initially. I had to remove 5 links in order to fit it on my 7-inch wrist, so I believe it will fit any wrist size. The links are folded but do not feel cheap, and they are connected to each other with push pins. The clasp is pressed and has a laser etched SKMEI logo on it. It has a double pusher security system and 4 holes of micro adjustment. It's a simple clasp, but for this price point I wouldn't expect anything better than this. The end links are connected to the case with 2 screws on each side, and they are stiff. They do not move with the rest of the bracelet. They act sort of like extensions to the lugs, and the bracelet drops down only after the end links, and that will make the watch overhang pretty badly if you have a smaller wrist. Let's take a look at some measurements for this watch. The weight after removing 5 of the bracelet's links is 137 grams. The width of the case is 44 millimeters. From top to bottom the case is 48.6. However, it is 63.7 millimeters from one overhanging end link to another. On its widest point, the bracelet is 25.5 millimeters and it tapers down to 22 millimeters. The thickness of the case is 11 millimeters. Let's put it on my 7-inch wrist, see how it wears. Well, here it is. I think it looks pretty sharp. What surprised me the most the first time I wore it is how comfortable it feels on the wrist. It has a nice weight. It sits rather low thanks to the 11mm thick case, and the way the lugs and the end links slope down makes the watch really conform to my wrist and hug it. It feels actually very robust and well made. There is no cheap feeling. The legibility is great in every lighting condition. The numbers on the screen are big and crisp, making it easily readable in the light, and the backlight is very bright, making it easily readable in any dark environment. All in all, it's a very satisfying watch on the wrist. So why is the SKMEI-Shock so popular? Well, I think it's pretty obvious. It's a very functional watch that looks great, thanks to the Casio it mimics, and its price is a fraction of that of the G-Shock. The quality is much better than the price would suggest, and it can definitely take a beating. Watch Heath summed this watch up pretty well on a comment to a picture I posted of it on Instagram. He said that it's 80% of the watch for 10% of the price. Well, the SKMEI actually costs less than 10% of the G-Shock, but the sentiment is spot on. Like I said in the intro, this isn't the only full metal G-Shock homage you can find on AliExpress. There's also the Sanda 390, which I reviewed on the channel before. So why is everybody talking about the SKMEI and no one is talking about the Sanda? Could the Sanda 390 be a hidden gem? Or is the SKMEI actually better? To find out the answers to these questions, you will have to stay tuned and wait for the upcoming comparison video I'm working on. So if you don't want to miss that or any of the other cool stuff that are coming, subscribe to my channel now if you haven't done so already, and don't forget to also hit the notification bell. If you want to own this SKMEI-Shock, I will leave links for you to buy it in the description of this video. Make sure you check those out. If you like this video, don't be shy about giving it a thumbs up and dropping a comment in the comment section below. Also follow me on Instagram, where you can get to know me and my collection a little bit better, get all the news about the channel, and connect with me on a more personal level. By the way, if you stuck around till this point of the video, you deserve to know before everyone else that I'm going to have a free watch giveaway on my Instagram very soon. I want to thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.